Hi, friends. Sorry. Allergies. Fall allergies. It's not fun. Anyway, um, well, I would like to share with you for today's reading, if you could call it that, a uh, a pivotal moment in one of the Narnia Chronicles, the Silver Chair, and the reason why I want to share it with you is because truth be told, I've been kind of down lately in mood. I guess it's just because of, like, the changing weather and all the crazinesses of life and everything are just kind of getting to me a little bit more as of recent times. But this one moment in the Silver Chair comes back to me every so often. It's definitely a fan favorite moment, and I would like to share it with you guys. And this is way deep in the book, so spoiler alert if you haven't read it, but it's definitely uh, one of, like, the bigger moments, and definitely a big fan favorite moment for when it comes to Narnia fans. Uh, Sorry. Allergies are not good. Okay. Uh, it's basically to give you some context of it. The main characters, Eustace and Jill, and their ever cheerful friend Puddleglum, uh, they have found their way down into what is called Underland, and they meet and they meet a few characters. Among them are is what is she's called the Lady of the Green Kirtle, and she is sort of taking control over this Underland full of gnomes and sleeping dragons and uh, and all that fun stuff. And this scene happens when the Lady of the Green Kirtle, or the Witch, as sometimes she's referred to, although not the same as the White Witch. They're different characters. Um, but that's a conversation for another day. And so basically, what the Lady of the Green Kirtle is trying to do is trying to, like, persuade them that there isn't a overland, there isn't Narnia, there isn't anything else besides this underland kingdom. And so well, that's context of it. So I'll read to you uh, a couple pages of it, and then if it sounds good, then you should definitely read this book. It's definitely a fan favorite book. It's one of what's well, it is one of my favorite books because the Narnia books are my favorite books. So, but I don't know exactly where this fits in the list, if you could call it that. But anyway, I'll I'll get started. The witch shook her head. "I see," she said, "that we should do no better with your lion, as you call it, than we did with your son. You have seen lamps, and so you imagined a bigger and better lamp and called it the sun. You've seen cats, and now you want a bigger and better cat, and it's to be called a lion. Well, 'tis a pretty make-believe, though, to say truth, it would suit you all better if you were younger. And look how you can put nothing into your make-believe without copying it from the real world, this world of mine, which is the only world. But even you, children, are too old for such play. As for you, my lord prince, that art a man full grown, fie upon you! Are you not ashamed of such toys? Come, all of you, put away these childish tricks. I have no work for you all in the real world. There is no Narnia, no overworld, no sky, no sun, no Aslan. And now to bed all, and let us begin a wiser life tomorrow. But first to bed, to sleep, deep sleep, soft pillows, sleep without foolish dreams. The prince and the two children were standing with their heads hung down, their cheeks flushed, their eyes half closed, the strength all gone from them, the enchantment almost complete. But Puddleglum, despairing that words are hard sometimes, you know. But Puddleglum, desperately gathering all his strength, walked over to the fire. Then he did a very brave thing. He knew it wouldn't hurt him quite as much as it would hurt a human, for his feet, which were bare, were webbed and cold and were webbed and hard and cold-blooded like a duck's. But he knew it would hurt him badly enough, and so it did. With his bare foot, he stamped on the fire, grinding a large part of it into ashes on the flat hearth. And three things happened at once. First, the sweet, heavy smell grew very much less. For though the whole fire had not been put out, a good bit of it had, and what remained smelled very largely of burnt marshwiggle, which is not at all an enchanting smell. This instantly made everybody's brain far clearer. The prince and the children held up their heads again and opened their eyes. Secondly, the witch, in a loud, terrible voice, utterly different from all the sweet tones she had been using up till now, called out, "What are you doing? Dare to touch my fire again, mud filth, and I'll turn the blood to fire inside your veins." Thirdly, the pain itself made Puddleglum's head for a moment perfectly clear, and he knew exactly what he really thought. There is nothing like a good shock of pain for dissolving certain kinds of magic. "One word, madam. One word, ma'am," he said, coming back from the fire, limping because of the pain. "One word. All you've been saying is quite right, I shouldn't wonder. I'm a chap who always liked to know the worst, and then put the best face I can on it. So I won't deny any of what you said. But there's one more thing to be said, even so. Suppose we have only dreamt, or made up all those things. Trees and grass and sun and moon and stars and Aslan himself. Suppose we have. Then all I can say is that, in that case, the made up things seem a good deal more important than the real ones. Suppose the black pit of a kingdom of yours is the only world. Well, it strikes me as a pretty poor one. And that's a funny thing when you come to think of it. We're just babies making up a game, if you're right. But four babies playing a game can make a play world which licks your real world hollow. That's why I'm gonna stand by the play world. I'm on Aslan's side, even if there isn't any Aslan to lead it. I'm going to live like a Narnian, as I can, even if there isn't any Narnia. So, thanking you kindly for our supper, If these two gentlemen and the young lady are ready, we'll leave your court at once and set out in the dark to spend our lives looking for Overland. Not that our lives will be very long, I should think, but that's small loss if the world's as dull a place as you say. And that's the moment of all that stuff when Polyglum basically says, okay, supposing we have made up all this stuff, suppose all the fairy tales we've been taught are false. But do you know what? These fairy tales are a lot better than the quote unquote real world, as you put it. And I think, and I think that's a really great reminder for all of us as we go throughout this life on this world that there is much more to this world, and there's more magic in this world than what people will say. Yeah, that's it. And again, I highly recommend you read The Silver Chair. And yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, up until next time, guys. I'll see you guys later. Take care.